The Marvel Universe is filled with gods, warriors, and legends. But even the strongest heroes are not enough on their own. The universe is not just a playground for battles. It is a battlefield where the impossible becomes reality, where threats emerge that no single hero can hope to stop. The Avengers are not just a group. They are the answer to a universe that refuses to be tamed. Imagine a world without them. A world where every hero fights alone, where the weight of every battle falls on one pair of shoulders. How long could even the strongest last before they fall? There is a reason the Avengers were formed. It was not for glory, not for fame, but because the universe demanded it. Some battles require more than just power. They require unity, strategy, and the willingness to put everything on the line. The Avengers are more than just warriors. They are a symbol of what is possible when people come together. Strength alone is not enough. Even the most powerful heroes have limits. And when those limits are reached, what happens next? When the world faces destruction, when the skies burn and the ground crumbles, there is only one name that echoes through history: the Avengers. But what happens when they are gone? What happens when the Marvel Universe loses its greatest shield? There are enemies waiting, dangers that will never stop coming, and if the Avengers are not there to stand in the way, what is left? A world filled with scattered heroes, broken and lost, fighting battles they were never meant to fight alone. The idea of a Marvel Universe without the Avengers is not just unsettling, it is terrifying. In this video, we will break down exactly why the Marvel Universe needs the Avengers. We will look at the threats that demand their presence, the legacy they leave behind, and the void that would be left if they were to disappear. This is not just a story about heroes. It is a story about survival, about purpose, and about why the Avengers are not just a team. They are a necessity. The Avengers are more than just a team. They are the embodiment of unity in a world that constantly teeters on the edge of chaos. When the world falls apart, people look to those who can hold it together, and no one does that better than the Avengers. Without them, who steps in when everything is lost? There are heroes scattered across the Marvel Universe, each powerful in their own right. But the Avengers are different. They are not just individuals fighting their own battles. They are a force, a shield against the overwhelming tide of destruction. Without that unity, Earth's mightiest heroes become nothing more than wandering warriors with no clear purpose. Imagine a world where the Avengers never formed. New York falls in 2012. Thanos never faces resistance, and the world succumbs to darkness. There is something deeply unsettling about that thought. Without the Avengers, the Marvel Universe is left fractured, vulnerable, and entirely unprepared for what lurks in the unknown. The idea of the Avengers is not just about power, it is about what they represent. They prove that even the strongest need each other to survive. They remind the world that standing together is the only way to keep the future from crumbling. Without them, hope is nothing more than a fleeting illusion. There are villains that no single hero can defeat. The Marvel Universe is not just home to street-level criminals or misguided enemies. It is home to gods, cosmic tyrants, and ancient evils that would erase reality itself. The Avengers do not exist for small battles. They exist because the threats they face demand something greater than a single champion. Ultron was not just another villain. He was an extinction-level event in the making, a machine created to bring peace that nearly ended all life on Earth. How does one hero fight an enemy that can be anywhere, in any system, at any moment? Without the Avengers, Ultron would have wiped out humanity before anyone even knew what was happening. Then there is Thanos, a being so powerful that his mere presence reshaped the universe. The Avengers lost against him once, and the cost was devastating. Half of all life erased in an instant. That loss was only reversed because the Avengers existed to fight back. If they had never been there, there would have been no second chance. The world is dangerous in ways that are hard to comprehend. It is not just about strength. It is about strategy, numbers, and the ability to fight battles no one else can. The Avengers are the only reason some of these threats did not consume everything. Without them, the universe itself would have already fallen. There is something powerful about the name Avenger. It carries weight, history, and a responsibility that few are willing to bear. Every member who joins knows that they are stepping into something greater than themselves. They are not just fighting for today. They are building a legacy that will stand long after they are gone. Heroes come and go, but the Avengers remain. Their strength does not come from their abilities alone. It comes from the fact that they inspire those who come after them. They prove that heroism is not about power. It is about sacrifice, about choosing to fight even when the odds are impossible. Steve Rogers did not just throw his shield. He carried the ideals of an entire generation. Tony Stark did not just build a suit, he built a future that others could believe in. Thor was not just a god. He was a reminder that even the strongest need to be worthy of their power. These are not just warriors. They are legends. But what happens when the Avengers are gone? What happens when the world forgets the lessons they left behind? Without them, new heroes are left without guidance. The foundation of heroism begins to crack, and the world slowly starts to lose the very thing that kept it safe. The Marvel Universe without the Avengers is not just a world without a team. It is a world that is constantly on the brink of falling apart. Imagine the X-Men forced to carry the weight of every major battle. Imagine Spider-Man standing alone against enemies that should never be fought alone. It is a nightmare that no one would survive. Without the Avengers, alliances crumble. The Fantastic Four fight their own battles. The Guardians of the Galaxy stay in space, and Earth is left with no united front. Every hero is forced into isolation, and no one is there to hold the line when the next world-ending event arrives. The people need someone to believe in. They need heroes who do not just protect, but lead. When civilians see the Avengers, they see the impossible becoming possible. They see strength in numbers, hope in unity, and the promise that no threat is too great to stand against. Take that away, and what is left? A world without the Avengers is not just weaker, it is lost. There is no one to call when the sky turns red. No one to rally the scattered heroes. No one to remind the world that even in its darkest moments, there is always a way forward. The Avengers are not just a team. They are the Marvel Universe's greatest necessity. The Marvel Universe is built on the idea of balance. There are heroes and villains, order and chaos, light and darkness. The Avengers are what keeps that balance from tipping into destruction. They are the ones who ensure that no villain, no force, and no war can shatter the fragile peace of the world. When the Avengers fight, they do not fight for themselves. They fight for every person who cannot defend themselves. They fight for the heroes who would be overwhelmed, alone. They fight for a world that does not even realize how close it is to falling apart. That fight never ends, and it never should. There will always be villains, always be new threats, always be something that seeks to tear the world apart. The Avengers are not just the response to those threats. They are the proof that no matter how strong evil becomes, there will always be something stronger to stand against it. Some heroes work best alone. Some protect only their cities. Some battle for personal reasons. But the Avengers are different. They fight for everything. They fight for the universe. They fight because no one else can. That is what makes them irreplaceable. There is no world where the Avengers do not matter. Take them away, and the entire universe falls apart. The Marvel Universe is a dangerous place. It is filled with threats that no one should face alone. Without the Avengers, there is no defense against what is coming. Some might argue that the world would find a way to survive, that new heroes would rise, that the battle would continue. But history has shown that when the Avengers fall, so does everything else. They are not just warriors. They are the last hope against the impossible. This is not just about saving the world. This is about ensuring that there is still a world to save. Every villain, every war, every disaster proves the same thing. The Avengers are not optional. They are the only thing standing between survival and oblivion. The Marvel Universe needs the Avengers, not just today, not just for this battle, but forever. Because the moment they are gone, everything that they built, everything they stood for, everything they protected, will be gone with them.